Memorials are planned across Alabama and much of the South this weekend, looking back 1 year to one dark and devastating night that left whole towns and cities in ruins and many families shattered. April 27th, 2011, a tornado outbreak spreads across the South. Black, swirling clouds with winds over 200 miles an hour had residents holding on to anything they could to survive.
Our ears were popping, and we just held on to the mattress, and within 15 seconds, you could feel the house go.
When neighbors surfaced to see the devastation, most were grateful to be alive. Some had no words. In the end, 325 were dead in 6 states, 247 of those in Alabama alone. It was the state's second most deadly tornado outbreak in recorded history. 62 tornadoes swept across Alabama, leaving churches leveled in Pratt City and businesses flattened in Birmingham. Thousands were homeless. In Tuscaloosa, 53 people were killed when an EF4 tornado hit that college town. And just after the storm, we met Jessica Glor, whose 4 friends from the University of Alabama died in this house.
It's awful. There's no, they took the whole house.
Rescuers searched for days for those who did not make it and for those who were still alive.
Well, we couldn't see him. I mean, he was completely under the rubble.
Firefighter David Wilder and paramedic David Durham were 2 of those responders. Together, they found a little boy barely breathing under the rubble, using a door as a stretcher to move his frail body.
Hey, buddy.
Weeks later, CBS was there to see them reunited with that child, Mikey Hawkins, who was still scared when it rained.
You can ask any fireman in America why they want to be a fireman. It's to help people. It's a great feeling.
2 of those people who helped find survivors were Debbie Blake and Sandy Graham. They worked through that terrible night as paramedics. When Sandy finally went home early the next morning, she found it completely destroyed. Debbie Blake and Sandy Graham, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Debbie, take me back to that night. What happened?
Well, the tornado actually hit at 5:08 in Tuscaloosa. We were all at work. Several of my paramedics had come into work just to help out that day because we knew the weather was going to get bad. The tornado basically hit within 3 or 4 blocks of our base.
Did you have warning?
Well, yes, we did have warning. We had the tornado sirens had been going off all day, and then we had the one siren that when it started, it just never stopped, so we knew it was coming straight towards the city, and we were watching it on camera the whole time on the TV. Different stations, and everybody just got ready. We had the ambulances ready to go. The crews were there, and power went out. And once we got the bay doors opened, once we saw it go by, everybody just went into action, and there we went.
Sandy, what surprised you most about what you saw then?
Just the complete devastation. We saw it go by the back side of the base. Debbie and I were out back, and I guess because we were so close to it, we didn't realize just how massive that it was, and it wasn't until we were in the ambulance and moving and we saw the neighborhoods, I mean, just completely devastated. It was just like people everywhere, and just everything was gone in so many areas.
And you worked for how long that night?
I was there until about 2:30 in the morning until she let me go. We had some other paramedics came in to cover for us because she knew that my house was in an area that had been heavily devastated, and I still didn't even know what I had to go home to.
Then you were looking for people who may have survived, who were injured.
Oh, yeah.
Who were badly hurt at times.
Yeah, our ambulance crews, they just went out, and we lost communication with radio contact with our dispatch, probably within 10 to 15 minutes. So we had very little communication. So I made it back.
So you're on your own then? What is that like?
Well, I made it back to base, and I got in my car actually and plugged up my cell phone and my link. And what communication we could get out, I could use it and have my car from my car. All the field medics that were out, we never laid eyes on each other again until after probably 7 or 8 hours. But everybody just went and did what they had to do. They just knew what to do. I didn't really have to tell anybody what to do. We have good people there. We all work well together.
Tell me about your house.
My house is in a different area. It's in Northport. It was not affected at all.
1 year later, how does the area look, do you think? How much is it back?
There's a good bit of work. The cleanup is awesome. They're doing a really, really good job, but they're starting to rebuild areas that, like, within 4 blocks of our base was Rosedale Court, where I did the interview with Chris St. Peter before, with
One of our producers.
Yeah, reuniting. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Reuniting the little boy was one of my paramedics and a firefighter that had saved him, and that's right there beside our base. I mean, it's within 3 or 4 blocks. So, and it's just gone, but they're rebuilding.
Sandy, how's your home?
Still in the process of rebuilding. We physically moved back in December 14th.
Good for
But we
you.
were out for 7.5 months.
What have we learned a year later? How would you do this differently if it happened this weekend?
I don't think we would. This was you cannot plan for a disaster of that type, no matter what planning we do. And it was really strange, but it's almost organized chaos. Everybody just did an excellent job. It was awesome.
We have a good community. Everybody stuck together and helped out.
It's a wonderful community, and you have to feel good about what you guys do.
I'm so proud of my paramedics. Just, I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud to work for North Star.
We're proud of you, and I know the folks in the community are as well.
Well, thank
you
you.
both for joining us here.
Thank
this
you very
morning.
much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.